Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Reporting on the Tea Parties, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Hundreds of thousands of Americans protested yesterday against big government, massive spending, and what they believe is irresponsible behavior by the feds. There is no question these protests were newsworthy, but they deeply offended the committed left-wing press, which right now is about 75% of all the American media. Predictably, the uber-liberal New York Times buried the Tea Party story on page 16 and grossly underestimated the crowds involved. Meantime, the Wall Street Journal ran the story on page 3, USA Today also on page 3. On the network news side, here was the tone.
These self-styled Tea Parties were aimed squarely at President Obama and the Democratic leaders in Congress, and aimed at garnering media attention as well.
Cheered on by Fox News and talk radio, the hundreds of Tea Parties today were designed to protest the bailouts, the stimulus plan, and President Obama's budget.
But from the White House perspective, not all of it was as homegrown as it may seem.
A lot of the sentiment is about organizing anti-Obama rallies.
A fistful of rightward-leaning websites and commentators.
Everything is big in Texas.
Embraced the cause.
And it went on and on. Now, there is no question that Fox News recognized the Tea Parties as a major story and promoted our coverage of the protests heavily this week. Also, Fox News analysts were at some of the events. That strategy was very smart. Millions of Americans feel they have no voice in the left-wing media. Again, that comprises about 75% of the press. So when the folks hit the streets in a big way, it should be covered, correct? That is why Fox News destroys NBC and CNN on cable every night. We cover the news. We don't ignore it, and we don't denigrate it. And there was plenty of that going on yesterday.
And, of course, right-wingers are going nuts on tax day. They're holding these Tea Parties across the country.
I think you get the general tenor of this. It's anti-government, anti-CNN, since this is highly promoted by the right-wing conservative network Fox.
What you also saw was this sort of friends group, the secessionists, the militia types.
These Tea Parties were filled and fueled with one network, which has got, of course, a stable of talk show hosts that just throw around the word revolution all the time.
A few hundred hardy souls came out with their mildly racist signs.
Unbelievable. Summing up, many in the American media not very interested in reporting the news. Their mission is to promote ideology, left-wing ideology, and this network has been accused of the opposite, but our coverage of the Tea Parties was vastly superior to anything else around. So you make the call, and to help you make the call, last night, The Factor beat CNN, MSNBC, Headline News, and CNBC combined at 8 p.m. with 50,000 viewers to spare. In the key demo, we beat the haters at NBC by almost 500,000 viewers. No parties over there. That is the memo. Now for the top story.